Hey guys, it's Eric here at Farpoint Farms. Tonight, we're going to talk about my top 3 picks for new shortwave radios in 2026. These are the top 3 that I have reviewed over the years, or radios that I decided to hang on to for one reason or another. Radios that have better reception than average, or radios that just have features and functions you might be interested in. And I'm going to introduce them in no particular order, starting with probably what would be, well, I don't know if it's the cheapest, but it's probably close to the cheapest, and that is this one. The XHDATA D-808. This little radio right here is something that I've had for, I think, about 4 years now. And it's just a good, solid performer. This includes sideband operation, covers most, if not all of the ham bands, pretty close to all of the ham bands as well. And let's just see, FM 87.5 to 108, medium wave 520 to 1670, long wave 150 to 450, and short wave 1711 all the way up to 299999. So yeah, just about everything. A couple things I really like about this radio. First of all, it's really sensitive. It's a good radio as far as sensitivity goes, which is why I take this one on all my trips now. It's compact enough, lightweight enough that it doesn't get in the way. But pretty much if I'm traveling anywhere, be it by camping or just travel for work or whatnot, this is the radio that comes with me. Easily rechargeable. It does have just standard flashlight cells, what is it, 1650s, I can't, 16850, I think they are. Whatever they are, it takes one whole battery and is rechargeable with a USB-C connector there, so it's super easy to recharge these things and keep them topped off at a hotel or wherever through the car. I mean, it's literally the same thing. It does have a built-in antenna that works for FM and shortwave. It does have decent AM reception as well. In fact, I won't say decent, above average. So it's one of the things I like. Has some settable stuff in here. You can set timers, you can set alarms, that kind of stuff. And it's just a good little radio. So I'll get the camera closer in while I talk about it here, but it does have an external antenna plug, as you can see, and it's just a compact, good quality radio. And so it's something that you definitely want to look into if you're looking at a radio. I think they go for under $100, but I'm not sure with hyperinflation. Who knows at this point? All right, so that's my number 1 radio right there. We'll put that off to the side. Number 2, this radio is far more expensive, but it is fully featured. It is a traditional shortwave radio, been on the market for quite a few years now, and people either love them or hate them. I happen to fall into the category of loving. It's this radio right here, the Eton or Grundig 750. And this is a radio that is not cheap. These usually run in the $250 to $350 range, but for that you are getting a very full-featured radio, a robust radio, something that's going to last a long time. And the build quality on these has done nothing but go up over the years. Still able to run these off of batteries. In fact, that's what this one's running off of right now. You can see here on the back battery case here, I'm missing a little cord. You can actually put your power cord in there and tuck it away too, but I'm missing the cover for that one. It does have classic rugged, like prepper-esque looks. Got the grab handles here like it's rack mounted or something. It does have a nice stout carrying handle. That's not a joke. That handle there is not plastic or not. It's mounted into metal here. You can feel that so that it's not going to break off on you. And it does have a nice directional AM terrestrial, like medium wave, mid wave, whatever you want to call that, so that you don't have to position the radio funky. You can change this around to get the best reception on there. Plus, it does have external antenna connections as well as other external antenna connections, so you really got it. And a very large, I'm not going to extend it all the way up here, antenna for shortwave and for FM as well. What I like about it, very sensitive on receive. AM, like terrestrial AM, not as good as the XHDATA here, but it's pretty darn close. And on long wave or on short wave, long wave, I'm not sure really. I've only gotten like 1 or 2 signals on long wave over the years here at the farm. But on short wave, it outperforms the XHDATA a little bit. We're not talking about huge changes here, but just a little bit, enough to notice, I guess. Now, it does have line out and audio out. And it does have RCA audio out too, so you can record if you want to, or put it to your computer if you want to. A variety of different plugs, so long wire plugs, and then RX plugs for external antennas, and of course switches between internal and external antennas. The cool part about this is that on standby, just sitting here as a radio, the batteries last a very, very long time. And even when used as just as its primary or only source of power, the batteries in this thing are going to last you a good 24 hours of solid use. Most people aren't going to use them that often, so you're going to get like, I might listen to this for an hour off the batteries, and then I won't use it for a couple weeks. The batteries are going to be good. I would say you replace the batteries probably on average twice a year with a radio like this, which really helps out. I will say for both of these, if you plug this in for USB charging, or if you plug this in through the wall wart to charge it, you're going to get more interference, you're going to get more static, you're going to get more like herringbone noises, stuff like that, because the power supplies are so dirty, and the power coming into the house is so dirty. I use solar here, so that's an issue as well. But there it is. There is my second most favoritist new radio you can buy. Not an inexpensive radio, but certainly a radio worth looking into if you're getting serious about shortwave. Okay, let's move on to number 3. And here's number 3. It is a good all-around radio, especially AM, like if you want to do Skywave DX listening at night. It's the Tecsun PL-880. I might be not pronouncing Tuscan, whatever it is. Now I have the 660 and the 880, and I find both those radios to be excellent radios. Has all the features and functions you're going to need. It's a larger radio. It sits in between this size and obviously this. It's about the size of the LC90, and but it has external antenna connections, of course, sideband operation, all band coverage, and all mode coverage as far as like, CW, SSB, upper and lower, and AM and FM. So it's a good radio to have overall for pretty much all of those situations. So why would you want to buy any of these 3 radios in 2026? Shortwave is suffering a bit of a decline. We've lost Voice of America has been massively scaled back. A couple of the larger stations have cut back, and Overcomer Ministries, right? They pretty much, people hated to hear him on the air, but people didn't realize that guy was paying for a lot of those stations to stay on the air. They cut back massively this year, or last year in 25. And so what you're having now is that their shortwave stations are really struggling to make it. If you want to support shortwave radio, well, why don't you get yourself on the air? There's a ton of people out there who do podcasts that transfer very well into radio. I do my own show on WBCQ 7490 a couple times a year now, and that's good. It helps support those stations, keeps them on the air, and brings in new listeners, hopefully. Other reasons to own a shortwave, and we'll get into that deeper, obviously, in another video, but if you're interested in shortwave radio, it's the ability to hear not only the shortwave bands from around the world, and not only AM and FM from in your area, but also ham radio communications, be that on AM or sideband, so you can hear what's going on between two-way conversations. You just can't enter the conversation of your own. But if you don't want to spend thousands of dollars for ham radio gear, just kind of curious as to what is going on in the ham bands, well, either one of these radios plus the 880 would all be excellent choices. And I'll leave links to where you can get these things. Probably Amazon is a good place to get pretty much every radio nowadays. They usually have the best prices, although it is worth checking out eBay to see if you can get a good price on a good used one. I picked up one of these used, and it was a return, I think, but I paid $100 for it. That's an expensive radio to get a $100 radio out of it. So if you keep your eyes peeled on some of those auctions, you can sometimes get a really good deal on that. That's it for tonight. I figured I'd share that with you, my top 3 picks for brand new shortwave radios in 2026. In a week or 2 or 3 or 4, or who knows, I'll put out a video on my top favorite used shortwave radios. And I think you'll like there's a lot of really cool radios out there. I have my favorites. I'm sure that there will be a lot of opinions in the comments section, which I'll look forward to reading. Till next time, my friends, take care.